Well, hello
Hello.
again.
Try this again. Round 2, 3, 4,
Round
5. I'm
two.
not sure now.
We'll go with two. Round two.
Round 1 for you.
First, you don't succeed. Try again.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Do it until it sticks.
Till it works.
Till it works.
Don't quit. Never give up.
Never give up. Make your why stronger than your excuses.
That's right. Anyways, so what's up? It's Thursday night. 8:30. We're a little late probably. We had some technical difficulties. 8:38. Don't hold it against us.
We're here. That's all that matters.
That's right. Here
we
we
showed
are.
up. Better late than ever.
That's right.
So,
So,
how's everybody doing this evening? Hope you guys are well. We had what is that like? We had a super warm day today, and it was awesome. It was cloudy and overcast, but we were able to go outside. Charlie loved it. We played outside for a little while.
hey, just a heads up, anybody watching this as a recorded live feed, fast forward a few minutes to get to the actual content. We should start saying that from now on at the beginning. So they don't sit here and think,
But
we're
what
not
I'm
going to talk
saying
about
isn't
anything.
important.
I know, but
All right.
what I've
Well,
been
so
picking up
let's
from other
get
people.
to it.
okay, never mind. Don't fast forward a
let's
couple
let's
minutes.
stop wasting our time. Anyways, all right. So you go ahead.
So the title of this video is, what are your plans for March? Anybody watching want to chime in and tell us what their plans for March are? Because we know what ours are. Matt Bluss will be in classes.
Classes.
What kind of classes?
You got a spring break though, right? Do you have any plans for spring break? Good old beginning of March spring break when it's
Total bummer.
Well, let us tell you guys what we'll be doing the second week in March, I think. It's probably somewhere about then, the second week in March.
Yeah, we'll be leaving possibly Hawaii. No, there's no possibly about it, man. Did you register or did you not register yet? Did you get the email? I'm sure you got the email and all that stuff, right? Anyways, the event days are technically 9, 10, and 11 of March in Hawaii on Maui at a pretty exclusive resort, from what I understand. It's not in a very commercialized area of the island, which is sweet and pretty much expected, really, of this crowd. So, we registered a couple days ago when they sent out a pre-registration a couple weeks ago, and we filled that out, and then we sent out the actual registration a couple days ago when it came out, and we're gonna go down on the 7th because it's like a 14-hour flight.
8th. We're going on the 8th.
No, we're going on the 7th. It's because it's like a 14-hour flight. The first night is the 8th, and there's like a little get together at 6 p.m. on the 8th, and we would like to be there for that. Now, if we flew in on the 8th, it would be who knows what time we would get there. Not only that, the jet lag and everything else that we're gonna have to endure is probably gonna. Well, actually, I don't know what jet lag really is like because I've never had it. I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know if it's as bad as they say it is. I mean, the furthest west I've been is St. Louis, and that's only 1 hour time difference.
They
oh no,
say
wait, I've
going
been to Colorado
back
too.
is easier than going forward. So you'll be fine. We'll all be fine. We'll power through.
Yeah, we'll get through it, but we just
Yeah.
want to get there an extra day earlier, which means we have to pay an extra day, to stay in a hotel. But we get a discounted rate, a group rate, and we also got to pay our way to get there, of course. But our seminar and the other 3 nights are already included in the purchase price of the Ascend that we upgraded to several months ago. So, what are we going to be doing in Hawaii? For those of you who aren't in the loop as far as digital altitude seminars and events go, well, we're going to be masterminding with a bunch of other people who are also in this business doing the exact same thing that we're doing. And a mastermind is, in case you're not sure, is anytime 2 or more people get together and discuss well, in our case, discuss ways to market or make more money or mindset or whatever it is, anything that's productive as far as
Building your business.
building your business or yourself. And just anytime two people get together and, discuss something of that nature. So we're going to be doing that with, I don't even know how many, several hundred people I'm sure will be there.
But like the top earners will be there, and that's like...
Oh yeah, all the top dogs will be there. Matt knows about that. He spent some time in Vegas with old Mac Mills, getting crunk every day. What did you say, drinking Ciroc or something like that, or whatever that stuff's called? I don't know. I don't drink that. I don't know what that was. I drink beer usually, or like whiskey or scotch. But
tequila.
You don't drink tequila. That's what she does when she drinks tequila. Here, hold my hair. Huh? No. You just don't drink that shit.
No,
anyways, yeah, we'll be hanging out, partying, rubbing shoulders, elbows, Sea-Rock on the rocks by the pool in Vegas. Yeah. I think a beach sounds a lot better than a pool, don't you think, Matt? I know you got your Ascend ticket. You had to have got it by now. I know you did. So, come on, man.
Let's do it.
School. I don't want to be talking shit on school, but... do what you gotta do.
That's for another Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so awesome. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like conventions or conferences where you're just like a bunch of people are getting together and sharing ideas and motivating you and sharing their success stories, and just like the energy is crazy, and you leave there and you're just like ready to go, just make things happen. So, I mean, we're excited to, as they say on our team calls that we go to and are part of, where we also do masterminding, we're super excited to get those golden nuggets, that are just going to take our business from here to like...
Or green ones.
And beyond.
Gets that joke.
To what?
I said we're green ones if anybody gets that joke.
So yeah, just super duper excited, and it's going to be awesome. And we're here to share that more, share information about what we're doing, because let me tell you what, anyone can do this business. It's not for everyone, but anybody can do this business. You just have to want to. You have to want to make that, finally be, ready to make that decision. I think it was Tony Robbins who said that you'll have to make a decision either out of motivation or desperation. And unfortunately, it comes to desperation for a lot of people. You have no other choice. You have to make a change. And so you find yourself looking for an opportunity, a second job. And that's fine. That's how we got started in it. We just needed something to help us get out of the financial situation we were in. And
supplemental income.
Yeah. And so...
it led us down a path a lot longer and greater and wider and more prosperous than we ever anticipated when we first started looking. But that's part of it, and we embraced that, though. And a lot of people were scared. A lot of people are afraid to even take that first step. One of the offers we have for folks is literally free. It doesn't even cost you, and you can get in for 14 days, right? There's still people out there, even though it's free, that don't want to pull the trigger because they're scared. They don't know what they don't know what to expect. They think it's a scam. Everything's a damn scam out there, right? I mean, everybody's trying to scam you nowadays. And I'm not saying there's not scammers out there, but I would say a lot of these business opportunities and make money at home things that you're seeing online, they're not scams, and you can make money online. It's just up to you whether or not you do it. And the vast majority of people out there aren't up to the challenge. They get in, they expect to make money within the first month, and they don't, and then all of a sudden it's a scam, right? And they get on YouTube and they make a video saying about how big of a scam it is and all this other bullshit, because it's all bullshit. Remember, if you want to find out if something's a scam, who are you going to ask? You're going to ask the guy that was actually successful in that business, right? You're not going to ask the guy that did it for 2 weeks and then quit because he's...
Well, that's not true. That's who people usually end up talking to, are those people who, you know...
What? That's what I'm saying. The Facebook videos and stuff that you're going to see, everybody calling it a scam, are the guys that can't... They're the losers, the quitters, the guys that quit. They couldn't figure it out, so they just quit, or they didn't turn 6 figures in 1 month, so they said it's a scam or whatever, you know? No, that's not who you need to be getting your advice from. You can find out that advice if that's what you want to take some from, but here's the thing. Why are we going to Hawaii in March? We're going to Hawaii to learn from the people that are making it happen. To the guys that are making 7 figures a year, 8 figures a year. That's who we want to talk to. That's who we want to talk about and talk with and learn from. We don't need to talk to the guy on YouTube that did it for 2 weeks and didn't make any money and quit and went to something else and failed at that and called that a scam. That's not who the hell we need to talk to. So why are we going to Hawaii? That's exactly why, because those are the people that we need to surround ourselves with. If we're going to make it in this business, if we're going to make it in any business, then you need to talk to the people who have been where you want to go, right? That's who you learn from. You don't learn from the bum that quit. You don't learn from the guy that's been in 37 different business opportunities and didn't make money in any of them. Sure, shit, everything's a scam to that guy. He's the scam. He's scamming himself. He's wasting his time. He doesn't know what he's missing because he doesn't commit to anything. So that's the large majority of people that you're going to deal with too, though. Understand that. If you do come into a business like this and you do make that commitment, you got to understand that the large percent of people are not going to be able to handle the pressure. They're not going to be able to step up to the plate. You know, I mean, Babe Ruth, one of the biggest baseball legends of all time, right? Had the home run record during his time. He also had the strikeout record, too. Why? Because he swung the bat more than any other son of a bitch that ever got up to the plate, right? That's what it takes. You don't quit. You get out there. You swing the fucking bat, and you hit a, and you're going to hit them. Eventually, you're going to hit them, but you got to keep swinging. So... But if you get there, you got to look at all the guys in the minor leagues. Maybe never made it to the majors. Why? Maybe they quit. They weren't in. Oh, I'm not going to go bat this. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Forget that
No,
shit.
that was awesome.
But
I mean, you
got to do it. You got to just commit to it, and you do it. If you start and you quit, you're never going to succeed. Plain and simple. Don't take advice from the person that lost or quit or failed or whatever.
never tried.
Or they failed but never got back up. You know,
Yeah.
I mean. Everybody knows the sayings. Yeah, pull the trigger, do it, and live with you take responsibility for yourself. That's the whole purpose of being an entrepreneur, is you take responsibility for your actions now. See, when you're an employee and you just go to a job every day, you're not really responsible for anything. You might be responsible for the toilets that you clean or the burgers that you flip or whatever. And listen, again, we're not trying to offend anybody out there that's an employee and that likes their job, that is satisfied with their job or their career, who has a good paying job, good benefits, and is very happy and satisfied in that field. That's not who we're talking to. We're talking to the person who was like us, who was out there busting their fucking nuts every day for 60, 80, 90 hours a week, never home, hated what they were doing, and didn't want to do it anymore. So we changed. That's who the person we're talking to is. The person that's looking for something different. Something better, bigger than what they currently have. So if you like your job and you're content there, go away. We don't need to talk to you. This isn't for you. This is for the person that wants to make a change. And again, that person also has to be somebody who's self-reliant and somebody who is able to do the work. And willing to take the fall. Because you're going to fall. But you got to know how to get back up. And you got to know how to keep going. Because when you fall, if you don't get back up and you say it's a scam and you say I'm done with this, it's over, I'm not making any money, I must have done, this isn't, it's somebody else's fault, then you start pointing the fingers at the business or the traffic source or whatever the hell your problem might be. That's not the problem. I assure you, it's not the problem. The problem is you, and you have to take responsibility for that. And unless you are willing to do that, you're not going to succeed. And you can try, and it's going to take practice, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take fortitude. But you have to stick to it. If you make the decision, you have to stick to it, plain and simple. this is even less, I mean, you could go take a job. If you don't like the job, you quit and go find another job, right? I mean, you could do that in this business too, but you're going to spend a hell of a lot more money and waste a lot more money than what you really need to. Get in, stick with it until it works. Once you get it working, then maybe branch out and do something else or whatever you think that you might do, but just keep moving forward. That's all you got to do. I mean, that's my biggest advice, and that's why we're taking that lead. We made that commitment a couple months ago, and it was a very large financial commitment when we made it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But this is business. This isn't a job. Again, this is business.
And taking that first step was by far the hardest thing we had to do emotionally and mentally, I think, because we really had to prepare ourselves because it was something we had never attempted to do before than anything that we've had to do since. So that first step is always the hardest. Always. But once you do it, you just, I mean, you pretty much can do just about anything.
Yeah, I mean,
you stick to it, you're consistent. I mean,
it's kind of like the first time you do anything, really. You know, that one thing that you did for the first time, back when you did it, you were probably nervous as shit, right? And you weren't sure exactly what you were doing, right? Well, it's the same. Every first in life is always going to be a little nerve-wracking, a little confusing, but you commit to it, and you do it, and you see it through, and that's where, and the people that actually see it through, those are the ones that find the success later on. So we made that commitment to go to Hawaii in March. For anybody that's joining now or whatnot, the point of this was that we made the commitment back in a few months ago to go to Hawaii, and then we realized, oh, guess what? Oh, March is almost here. We better start talking about this and getting psyched and pumped up for it because it's going to be friggin' awesome, right? Wow, that guy really likes what we're doing. Is your finger stuck, dude?
We love it.
Yeah,
we love
cool,
it.
man.
Hey,
Thanks.
thanks.
But yeah, we're going and we're surrounding ourselves with winners. You know, Matt said it before, and I think one of the other things, winners hang out with winners, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to we're going to hang out with all the people that are winning right now. Why? Because we're winners too. We don't quit. We don't stop. We have our bad days. We have our downtime where we get frustrated. We get discouraged. That's human nature. Let me tell you, ain't nobody out there is able to quell all those thoughts all the time. They're going to come back no matter what. And as long as you know that the end is greater, that your sight, your vision, your goals outweigh all the negative bullshit that can occur right now, then you'll continue to find a way. Your why, like Trisha was talking about last night. There's all kinds of things to keep you motivated, and there's myriad of reasons for you to keep going. But unless you don't believe, and if you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to keep going. And if you don't feel as though you can make that achievement in your life, then you're probably not going to. Because it is what you think about, you bring about, you know, and that's the truth.
And just a little tip for when you do go reach those hard times, the struggles, the disappointments or failures, have kind of a plan in place before, when you just start, how you're going to approach or respond to the situation. Don't react. Figure out how you're going to respond to the situation, you know, because we're all going to have them. And the people who are able to learn from those setbacks or disappointments and continue going and grow from it are the ones who are going to reach that success. You know, you have to, those people who are aware that disappointment's going to come and handle it and move past it, they're the ones who make it to the top, because we all go through it. It happens. We set expectations for ourselves, and things don't always go as planned. I'm sure that has happened to you many a times in your life, and you just have to be able to power through, learn from it, and grow from it, because you don't want to continue doing the same thing over and over again, because you'll just keep getting the same results. You have to be able to learn from it, but if you do, then nothing's going to stop you.
Yeah, so you grow personally as well as professionally, especially in a business like this. In any entrepreneurial type of endeavor, you have to grow personally and as well as professionally, because if you stay in the same mindset that you're in before you start, I was talking to a guy earlier today, and I was trying to tell him, because he's like, he's real hesitant, and he didn't believe, and he really just didn't, I don't think, believe in himself, and that he was even capable of making any kind of change. And it said, man, if you want to change your circumstances around you and the things that you don't like now, if you want to change those and make them better, well, it starts with the things that you do every day. It starts with your thoughts. It starts with who you believe and who you see yourself as. And if you can't start to change that and work on that, then nothing else is going to change. Why the hell would it? It hasn't up until this point. It's not just magic. You can't just snap your fingers and bam, everything around you changes, and all of a sudden your $80,000 house turns into a $300,000 house. I mean, it doesn't work that way. It takes work, time, persistence, consistency, everything. But it starts right here in your head and in your heart, and that's the damn truth. And for those of you out there that just shake your head, this is silly, well, that's fine. You can believe that if that's what you want. But I assure you, if you don't start to change your process and your mental attitude and your outlook on life and your outlook on yourself, then the things around you aren't going to change either. They're going to stay exactly the way they are. So you just need to, and that's why they are always preaching that mindset's so important, and it's because it is. You can't grow financially and socially,
mentally, spiritually,
and professionally unless you start to change personally.
Absolutely.
Because let's think about it. Look at all these people that win the lottery, right? There's the percentages are, outrageous, the people that actually do win, but the ones that do, what do they end up doing with all that money? They squander it. They buy dumb shit they don't need. They don't reinvest it in anything, God forbid. They go out and just buy a bunch of stupid stuff that serves no purpose other than that consumerism void that society has instilled in us since our births, basically. And they squander the money, and they go from millionaires to broke in a matter of a few years. Now, if we were able to get rich quick overnight in this business, and we still had the same mindset coming off of, making $60,000 to $80,000 a year, knowing what it's like to live that way, would we be able to handle making $1 million a year? I would have to honestly say probably not. We would probably go a little crazy too. I would like to think that we wouldn't, because we're mature enough to understand. But at the same time, we haven't really developed that mindset for ourselves either. We're working on it, and we're getting there, and we will achieve that eventually. I assure you of that. It's just the process, though, because you can't just hand a man $1 million and expect him to behave like a millionaire. It's not going to work. You can't give a pauper a bag of gold and think that he's not just going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that concept. You have to understand it, and you have to embrace it yourself. You have to start picturing yourself as that millionaire that you want to be, even though you might not be yet. But you got to start picturing yourself as that person, visualizing what it would be like in that life in your future 10 years from now, when I'm flying my own privately owned plane, when I'm the pilot. That's one of my biggest goals. I'm going to have my own plane, and I'm going to fly it. That's like the top up there for me. It's not a big mansion. It's not, we'll probably have all that shit, but that's not, my ultimate thing is having my own plane and being able to fly it. So we can fly all around the country and world and go wherever the hell we want, whenever we want, right? And just got to buy fuel for the plane, right? But that's just the concept. I picture myself, though. When I do visualizations, I picture myself flying that plane. I picture myself loading luggage on that plane with my family and flying it through the clouds and landing it and getting out in Telluride, Colorado, for example, where we own a house. In the early spring, we go out there. And
well, that's nice.
You know what I'm saying? Just like all these things, it sounds like dreams to some people, and they're dreams, but they're not dreams when you start to visualize them. You start to embed them into your subconscious, and you start training your subconscious to think in that way. And then what happens is that stuff starts to manifest in your reality. And the opposite is true as well. So for everybody out there that has that broke mentality, I can't afford it, I don't have any money, you're constantly telling yourself that, and that's what's embedding in your subconscious, then guess what? That's what's going to manifest in your reality as well. So it's a retraining process, because society general public education, private education, it doesn't matter. Education in general, structured education is going to teach you an employee mindset to be a good worker. It's going to teach you to get good grades and go get a job. And, here, if you don't fit into this nice little neat standardized test box and you can't get a good test score, well, then you're worthless in society. That's basically what they're telling you. And it's not true. It's not true at all, because the people that are running the world and making the big money in this in any industry out there, a lot of them have had to retrain themselves. They've had to educate themselves in new ways in order to be able to accept that responsibility, because it's not something that you can just simply learn in school. They're not teaching it. They're not teaching it to the masses. But that's another topic. Anyways, I've definitely gone off on a tangent here tonight. It was unexpected.
It was powerful. You said some great stuff. Very valuable stuff. So
thanks. And we've had a good watcher here on Instagram. So I don't know who you are. If you want to drop us a comment and say hello, and it says like maybe 12 a.m. Adventures. I don't know if that's you or not. We don't do the Instagram thing very often. I know we can't record it though. So give us a shout, give our page a like, jump on over to Facebook, TNT Gilson, on Facebook, and give that page a like too. We appreciate you spending some time with us. Drop us a comment if you got something to say, ask questions, or anything like that. We'd be happy to talk to you.
Absolutely. And if you want to join us in Hawaii in March.
Yeah, drop us a line.
Yeah.
Ask us how.
We're taking our team, so.
That's right. Tons of other people. Tons and tons and tons of information and wisdom and knowledge and things that we can't even fathom at this point, and I'm sure, because it'll be our first major event like that, and it's going to be, mind-blowing. I'm sure. So, actually makes me a little bit nervous to go associate with all those people, because guess what? I don't have any friends that are millionaires.
We will soon, though.
That's right.
All right. Well, we hope you guys found value in what we talked about tonight. My phone's probably going to die here in a second.
Yeah, we better wrap it up. So, yeah, we appreciate your time. If you have found value, if you like what we have said, if you want to hear more in the future, like our page, like this post, share our page, and drop us a comment and let us know what your thoughts are. If you want information on any of the opportunities that we offer, or if you just want to pick our brain a little bit, drop us a comment or drop us a private message either way, and we will get back to you in the timeliest fashion that we possibly can. We are busy. We have a little baby. We've got another job, or another business not a job. I create my own job, but we have another business that we run, and out here, actually in the real world, not on the internet. So we're busy people. We will do our best to get back to you as quickly and expeditedly as possible. So, any questions, feel free to ask. We love you. We appreciate your time, and we will talk to y'all tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Have a good evening.
Adios.
Bye.